Gorakhnath is a yogi of tremendous proportions. Gorakhnathis, that is his followers, are known as Gorakhnathis today. They're even today one of the biggest sects among the yogic traditions. I'm talking about a man who's a little over 2000 years ago. In India, we have named a mountain after him. In the Western Ghats, just south of Maharashtra, one mountain range is named after him because he was a mountain among men, a man of immense capabilities, a very fierce yogi. Even today, after over 2000 years, still people fear the Gorakhnathis because they are so intense and fierce people. They are generally known to common public as converts because they usually have a huge hole in their ear. So convert means a hole in the ear. So people call them as men with holes in the ear because they have such a big hole. Gorakhnath's guru was Matsyendranath. Matsyendranath lived in his physical body for over 600 years. He is generally considered as the reincarnation of Shiva himself. He was not considered as a man because there was very little about him that was human. Everything else belonged to some other dimension of life. So in his physical body he existed for over 600 years and generally he remained away from social situations. He was only available to a very few intense and very fierce band of disciples around him. Gorakhnath was one of them. After much sadhana, he attained to great sense of blissfulness, but because these are traditions of intensity, not bothered about the psychological aspect of the human being at all. They never bothered to cultivate a human being to be loving or happy or this or that. They are not concerned about the psychological because they see the psychological as a flimsy surface of a human being. So the whole work is on a different level, taking the life energies into a completely different dimension. So these yogis, who grew up in these traditions, have never been taught to be loving or kind or gentle or any such thing. They're just like nature. You can't tell the wind or rain to be gentle or loving or anything, but without it you cannot exist. That's how they are. They just live like nature. Very fierce individual. So Matsyendranath saw that Gorakhnath, such a fierce yogi, an immense possibility for the world, was getting very attached to the person of the Guru. So Matsyendranath sent him away for 14 years. He said, go away to another mountain and do your sadhana and come back. 14 years, Gorakhnath was in intense sadhana, but every day counting days as to when I will set my eyes upon the Guru again. He was so intensely attached. After 14 years, exactly on the day, he came back to where he was expecting his Guru to be. Another disciple was keeping the door. He came and said he wants to see the Guru. The disciple said, no, you cannot enter. Immediately, Gorakhnath flew into an intense rage. How can you stop me? 14 years I've been waiting. You cannot stop me. Who are you? That disciple said, "It doesn't matter who, you cannot enter, and I have no intention of letting you pass." So Gorakhnath got really angry, pounced upon that man, put him down physically and entered the cave in which his guru was to be staying. When he went in, it was empty. Then he came out weeping and asked, "Where is he?" The disciple said, "I have no intention of telling you, you're too crude." He begged him. He said no. Then using his occult power, he read the other yogi's mind, found out where his guru was and went straight there. The moment he came there, Matsyendranath knew how he has come to know. So he told him, "You misused the sadhana that I gave you. The first opportunity you got, you misused it to enter the mind of your brother yogi, to read his mind. You had no business. You misused your power to do this. So another 14 years, you go away. Because you have found the lowest expression to the yoga that I gave you. Because occult is the lowest expression of the yoga. That is the first thing that people would like to do. They want to see something, they want to do something else that others cannot do. So you found the lowest expression. So you sit for 14 years. When we say the lowest expression in the yogic language, he said, you expressed yourself through the Muladhara. So he said you block your Muladhara and sit for another 14 years. So Gorakhnath went back and sat in what is now famous Gorakhnathasana. It is known as a Gorakhnathasana, a very torturous asana. He put his left heel to his perineum or to his Muladhara, and on the toes of his left foot he sat and put the right leg over the left thigh and sat like this for 14 years of sadhana, blocking his Muladhara continuously, and sat there so never again he finds expression in the lowest way. So to that extent they took care to see that the mystical, the divine, never finds expression in the form of occult. That is the importance that was given, not to enter the occult. This Matsyendranath and Gorakhnath master-disciple relationship has many legendary stories attached to them. So, this continued between them. Matsyendranath always took care of Gorakhnath like he's a little baby. Gorakhnath himself is a tremendous yogi of great intensity. If he walks, everybody fears him because he is such intensity. He is not like a gentle breeze, he is like a tornado. So once it happened that Gorakhnath thought, or it happened that Matsyendranath, his guru, went to Assam. They lived in the western part of India, western coast of India. Assam is in the east coast. Almost 3,000 kilometers plus away. He went to Assam and he did not come back for a few years. Then once again, Gorakhnath got concerned about his guru. Then through his occult, he saw what is happening to his guru. He was really afraid what will happen to his guru. He's not come back for so long. Then he saw his guru was in a prostitute's den with two young women sitting on his lap naked and he was fondling them. Then Gorakhnath became very agitated, what's happened to my guru? So he walked 3,000 kilometers across the country, went there, and with his fierceness scared all these women away and saved his guru and brought him back. As they were walking back 3,000 kilometers back home, on the way, Matsyendranath said, I want to have bath, you hold this bag. there is something precious in this bag. He went for a bath in the river. Something heavy in the bag. By now Gorakhnath has become extremely concerned about his guru getting lost. So he looked into the bag and there were 2 bars of gold. Now he really freaked out, what's happening to my guru? He's even started collecting gold. What has happened to him? He has that kind of occult in him that if he pees on a rock, the whole rock will turn into gold. These are his words, not my words. This is exactly what he said. He said, if he pees on a rock, he can turn the rock into gold. And this man is attached to carrying 2 bars of gold and he thinks it's precious. And now I got him out of those women and now this gold. Then suddenly Gorakhnath woke up. He was sitting where he was. He never went to ashram, nor his guru went to ashram, nor anything happened. Matsyendranath was sitting right there smiling at him. I said, you and your occult, I told you not to use it. And you think you are going to walk 3,000 kilometers and save me. First drop that nonsense. But it's good that you're willing to walk 3,000 kilometers, that's good for you. But you believe that you walked it, that's very bad for you. You're willing to walk 3,000 kilometers to save me, that's a good thing for you. But you believe that you actually saved me, that's very bad for you.